you know that as a people, morality education has always been part of our traditions. All of us. I'll cite the case of my brothers in the Eastern region. Depot was not a festival. Depot is not a festival. Depot is sexuality education. One, differentiates women from men. Two, celebrates those who have been able to remain chaste until they attain puberty. Three, encourages societies or people of the Krobo tradition to try to emulate those who have been able to safeguard the chastity of their girls by parading those girls who have succeeded in doing that before everybody and celebrating them. That's sexuality education. But the white man, when he came, he thought that we were showing the breasts of young girls, and so it was backward. I don't know where you come from in Ghana, but in the Upper West region, we've got the Bakri among the Dagatis. It's a ceremony of initiation where you must reach a certain age and then you have arrived. And then you can be accorded the respects of an adult. Now you must live a certain life even while undergoing training to get there. That is why I said in my introductory remarks that what we are fighting against is not comprehensive sexuality education, but comprehensive sexuality education in the way that it has been introduced. Because the way the sexuality education has been introduced is inconsistent with our values and norms. Very, very inconsistent. In the Akan language, is loaded with principle that don't hasten to teach a child what the child will know as the child goes through life. Don't hasten. Why do you want to hasten the process? And in any case, are we saying that in our society or our various traditional societies and communities, we could not identify strains of moral behavior, strains of sexual behavior, which will secure the total development of those communities and develop those standards and make them national standards? Is that what we're saying? Are we saying that our standards, our norms, our values are so backward that we need to import hook, line, and sinker the values and norms of persons outside the country? Is that what we're saying? That defeats us as a people. And you find government again, and that is the problem with policy making. Policy making must synchronize the views of a majority of the people who will be affected by the policy. So when you introduce comprehensive sexuality education, then you have the Catholic Secretariat, which is a key partner in the provision of education in Ghana. Then you have Pentecostal Council, a key partner. You have the Ahmadiyya movement, key partner. You have the Islamic Tijaniya and Sunni, all of them against it. Then you ask yourself, so who did you consult? How was the consultation done? Again, you see, that betrays the lack of consultation and the impunity with which government of the MPP works. So who did they consult? Who did they consult? Now, so when this matter broke out, then you would find, this was the first time actually that a policy of John Mahama was a good policy. MPP since they came into office have never continued what they believe John Mahama started. But for CSE, they said that, oh, John Mahama started it.
The project they left will continue.
Which one? Okay, let him finish.
Educational project, road project.
Your father is watching you.
You know, for this one, they say, oh, and this is being hypocritical. Oh, they started it. And then we are only continuing. Oh, and for sexuality education. It was not continuing. No, you see, you have to accept that for the first time that we heard about sexuality, comprehensive sexuality education in Parliament was when the Minister of Finance came to Parliament. In paragraph 369 of the budget, said that the National Populating Council, together with stakeholders, had designed guidelines for the introduction of sexuality, comprehensive sexuality education, consistent with the Sustainable Development Goals 17. Okay, that was the first time, and that it was going to be introduced this September. The Minister of Education has been quoted severally, assuring everybody that this matter was to be introduced in 2017. So, again, the deceit, the lies, the dishonesty has been exposed by even the minister. Because you can't start something in September 2019 when it is a continuation. Okay, it means that thing was in existence. So it can never be a continuation to be started in 2019. No. So that's, you see, that's the inconsistency. But when they were saying that the thing was they mistook the family and reproductive health that was being taught as comprehensive sexuality education. They are two different things. And so for me, this is a matter that government, and I like your concluding remarks, this is a matter that government must go back and tell our development partners that our people have rejected. The people have rejected the way in which comprehensive sexuality education is being introduced into Ghana. And what is more damning, you see, is the loss of credibility by government in this matter. The United Nations Fund for Population Activities head in Ghana, NAI, stated boldly that this comprehensive education, comprehensive sexuality education, was developed by this government. And that this government presented it to them for funding. So how do you think NAI will regard the government now? How do you think NAI will regard the government? You see, so there are certain things that it's better to always admit that probably this time we gauged the temperature of the people, the emotions of the people, the tolerance level of the people wrongly, and that we might, and that is what happened when we introduced VAT. Not so?
Yeah, sure.
The VAT in 1996 was resisted by the MPP.
By Ghanaians, not
Yes, by the MPP, and the MPP was able to mobilize Ghanaians to resist it. When that was done, we didn't force it down the throat of Ghanaians. It was withdrawn and then repackaged and brought back. And today everybody is with that. Everybody is with that. And so I think that government should admit that this satanic engagement was wrong. No matter how comprehensive, it was wrong. That is a moral attack on the culture of our people, and that is a terrorist attack on the morals of our people.